talk a lot about vision, because that's how vision works. You know, you have to see it to receive it. And so going back to 2 Peter 3, 9, it says here that God, right, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise. As though some people think. Some men count as slackness, it says. But he is long-suffering, right, towards us. In other words, he's saying, you know, I read that as he's saying, come on, Keith, step into the place you have that I have for you. Come on, Keith. Right? You know, I mean, that reminds me so much of when Jesus literally was going that cross. You know, Peter denied him. Jesus said, you deny me 3 times. He said, no, I won't deny you. That's what he said. You know, basically that's what he said. He did deny him 3 times. He said, you know, by the cockroach, you deny him 3 times. But Peter didn't think that. But because we're human, because we've got to move in our human ways as well, you know, Peter didn't have what it took at that time, and he saw all that stuff going on, you know, where Jesus was being beaten up for us. He didn't have the strength to be honest and say, oh, I'm with that guy, because he didn't want to take the same pain. So really, this is a tough call. It's a tough walk, and that's why we can't live in false stuff and false hope and false doctrine, because it doesn't come. It's not true. It doesn't work. We've got to live in the closest to God through the Holy Ghost. Because God has an independent walk for us. Remember in John 15:16, where he says that you haven't called me, you haven't chosen me, but I've chosen you, God says. And I've ordained you, he said. This is very similar to that verse in 1 John 3:22, which I've just read. But he says in John 16, verse 15, verse 16, he says, not only I've ordained you, he said, if you pray to the Father in my name, Jesus speaking here, in Jesus' name, in other words, he said, you will have what you pray. Right? Because he's ordained you for that place. So you have to move again into the place where he's ordained you. And so it says that he's not slack concerning his promise. So I want to encourage you there. You know, if you're waiting and wanting something from God, and we're believing for so many things for ourselves and different people, we can't be off put by what's happening around us. We've got to keep speaking those things as not as though they are. You know, I just smile. You know, I said to Elizabeth, you know, like last week Simon turned up. You know. And Simon had been around the world, and he turned up here last week. You know, and because of circumstances, you know, he's gone to Melbourne. He's not here. And so, you know, when we get a prophetic word and we know it's true, you have to stand by it. Right? I say that because, you know, one of the words that were prophesied for me in here, you know, by a young pastor who used to be with me, you know, he said, Keith, I saw people come in and out of here, and they come for signs and wonders and miracles. They didn't come back. They didn't always come back. They just came for a specific thing, and the vision I saw them coming off the plane in the airport and coming and going back fat, they weren't staying here. Simon was here last week, and now he's not here. You know, why I'm saying that is because that doesn't discourage me, because it's only what God said. You follow me? It's what God said. If he hadn't said that to me, I'd be very discouraged. But I'm not discouraged because that's what God said. So, you know, we have to learn to live by the Spirit of God and the visions and the dreams that God gives us. Right? Which is speaking those things as not as though they are. Right? Not things and so how does that go? Tongue tied in that. How does that go? Romans 4:17. But God quickeneth those things that are dead, and call those things which be not as though they were. So we've got to see, you know, these great things happening which God has already ordained. And so I want to go from there to Ephesians 4 and say this. Ephesians 4, verse 20, that says, having said all that, this is what Paul said in his quite stern statements in the book of Ephesians chapter 4. But it says, do not grieve the Spirit, is headed up in my Bible. And this is what it says in verse 20. And it says, but you, or ye, in my old King James, have not so learned Christ. So in other words, if you haven't got hold of what Christ really is, you need to learn. You need to learn what this means. You need, for your own sake and my sake, I need to understand this Bible. You know, it talks about us being led by the teaching of milk, like a baby. And it talks about us being led by the teaching of eating solid food, eating solid meat, right? Where we become mature people. And we really have to know and to put on and to learn what Christ really is. Christ in us, our hope of glory. We need to understand what Christ is and what Christ stands for and what we are in Christ. And it goes on to say in Ephesians 4 verse 21, 4:21, it says, if so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, this is God of course, him, and as the truth is in Jesus. Because Jesus was the truth. Jesus walked in truth. Jesus showed what it was to walk in truth. You know, he called other people hypocrites and stuff, but he walked in truth.